Let me first thank everyone for coming and welcome you to this event, and thanks to Open Dialogue for helping us organize this, and on behalf of myself and Sophie in 't Veld and Renew Europe Group. Now, we're here to discuss and hear the experience and perspectives of Polish judges and prosecutors who are at the forefront of the struggle for the rule of law in Poland, but also by extension in the European Union as a whole. And a lot has happened in Poland since 2015 in this area. Not all of it good. Obviously today much of the focus also in the media is on the Supreme Court, but the attack on the independence of the Polish judiciary began already in December 2015 with the controversial and unconstitutional reshuffling of the Constitutional Court. So the seeds of the legal chaos that we see today were already sought back then. And then, of course, came the problem with the Supreme Court and the National Council of the Judiciary, which was filled by members sympathetic to the ruling party. There was also an attempt to try to get rid of judges by lowering retirement age. And although this particular attempt was at least partially stopped thanks to the pressure of the European Commission and the European Court of Justice, but the fight for the Supreme Court and for rule of law in Poland continues. And today, at this particular point in time, or rather the Polish justice system, finds itself in a quite a dangerous limbo. Because just last week, as many of you know, the Supreme Court ruled that the disciplinary chamber set up quite clearly to act in the interests of the government was not independent, according to the criteria laid down earlier by the European Court of Justice in its November ruling. Now, unfortunately, this very short description or account of events in Poland since 2015 barely scratches the surface of what has been a widespread campaign to undermine the independence of Polish justice system institutions, to weaken media, or to intimidate critics such as Wojciech Sadurski. And it is, of course, a very sad story from a country with such a rich history and a distinctive ethos in fighting for democracy, freedom, and resisting authoritarian practices. It has to be said that the European Union played quite a visible role when it comes to the rule of law in Poland. The Commission has been for 4 years now engaged in a rule of law dialogue with Poland. It brought numerous infringement proceedings and triggered Article 7 of the Lisbon Treaty. The European Court of Justice, for its part, that actually broke new ground and developed a line of case law that was imaginable just 5 years ago. So while the EU has arguably been more active and done more in Poland than in Hungary or elsewhere where there are rule of law problems, the situation has not really improved. And of course, ultimately, it will be up to Poland and its citizens to protect the rule of law, but we in Renew Europe or the European Parliament believe that the EU should and must continue to support them further. And more generally, I would say this as also the rapporteur of the EU-wide new mechanism on rule of law, democracy and fundamental rights, but more generally the case of Poland also illustrates why the EU needs such a robust and effective mechanisms for objective monitoring of rule of law and European values in all its member states. And finally, I think the case of Poland and the story that our guests will tell us today sort of drives home the point that backsliding on European values in one member state is not a purely national matter anymore. That the EU is a community of law and a community of shared values, and that violations in one country affect all of us. Which is also why our distinguished speakers are not just here because they defend the rule of law in Poland, but because they are the defenders of European values for all of us.